Imagine getting shot and not bleeding. Not because you were wearing armor, because your skin itself stopped the bullet. Sounds impossible, right? But scientists have already created something terrifyingly close. And the strangest part? It started with spiders and goats. Every single year, more than 100,000 Americans are injured by guns. Bullets move faster than most people can even process. Some travel over 2,500 feet per second. That's fast enough to rip through walls, metal, and human flesh like paper. But what if human skin could suddenly become stronger than steel? That question led scientists down a path that feels more like science fiction than reality. A Dutch research team wanted to create real bulletproof skin. But they had one major problem. Spiders produce silk in tiny amounts, making it nearly impossible to farm at scale. So researchers did something nobody expected. They genetically modified goats. Using CRISPR technology, they inserted spider silk genes into goat DNA. Then something unbelievable happened. The goats began producing milk filled with spider silk proteins. And from that milk, scientists created one of the strongest biological materials ever tested. But here's the strange part. Spider silk isn't just strong. It's stronger than Kevlar. And even crazier, it's stronger than steel. When scientists fused this material with human skin cells, they created an experimental layer of skin capable of stopping bullets. Not perfectly, not yet, but enough to prove this terrifying idea could actually work. And that's when things changed. Imagine waking up tomorrow with skin no bullet could pierce. At first, nothing would seem different. Your skin wouldn't look metallic. It wouldn't feel thick or robotic. In fact, spider silk is around 1,000 times thinner than a human hair. Your body would still feel completely human. But bullets? They'd bounce off you. And this is where it gets weird. The world would change almost overnight. Governments would race to control the technology. The first people to receive bulletproof skin probably wouldn't be ordinary citizens. It would be presidents, billionaires, military leaders, royal families. Suddenly, assassination attempts that once terrified nations could become useless. Then soldiers and police would get it next. Imagine armies fighting without heavy armor. Faster movement, fewer deaths, lower costs. Entire battle strategies would evolve around nearly indestructible humans. But that's not even the craziest part. Being bulletproof doesn't mean being unharmed. A bullet hitting your body would still carry enormous force. Your skin might survive, but your bones wouldn't. Getting shot could still feel like being slammed with a sledgehammer. Ribs could shatter. Organs could rupture from internal shock waves. So while the outside of your body survives, the inside might not. And then comes the darker question nobody wants to answer. What happens when criminals get bulletproof skin too? Because history shows something dangerous. Every time protection improves, weapons become even deadlier. If skin became bulletproof, gun manufacturers would simply create stronger bullets. Bigger calibers, faster rounds, more destructive weapons designed specifically to break through human armor. And that's when the entire idea starts to fall apart. At first, bulletproof skin sounds like the end of gun violence. But in reality, it might only evolve it. Think about it. If bullets stopped working, attackers wouldn't just give up. They'd adapt. Explosives would become more common. High-impact weapons would replace firearms. Violence wouldn't disappear. It would mutate into something worse. And here's the terrifying twist. Bulletproof skin could actually make people more reckless. If humans believed they couldn't be shot, fear would disappear. Conflicts could escalate faster. Criminals might take bigger risks. Wars could become even more brutal because soldiers no longer fear ordinary bullets. The illusion of invincibility could push humanity into more chaos, not less. But what happens next changes everything. Scientists are already experimenting with genetic engineering at levels that seemed impossible just a decade ago. CRISPR technology is advancing faster every year. Today it's spider silk. Tomorrow it could be enhanced muscles, artificial organs, modified bones, entire redesigned humans. We may be entering a future where survival itself becomes something only the rich can afford. Imagine a world where powerful people are genetically upgraded while everyone else remains vulnerable. A world where being human becomes outdated. And maybe the scariest part isn't the bullets. It's what humanity becomes after trying to stop them. Because once we start redesigning the human body, where does it end? Do we stop at bulletproof skin? Or do we slowly transform ourselves into something completely different? And if that future really comes, will we still recognize what it means to be human?